Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Raw review for the Raw that came from Saudi Arabia. Not many matches, but some really good segments. I really enjoyed some of these segments. So I'm looking forward to kind of just touching on a few things. We're going to start with the match scores. That's where we always start. Little bit of a problem. 4 matches. We only actually rated 3 of them during the live stream. We were quite distracted towards the end of that stream. And so I didn't put up one of the polls. It's okay. We can fix it. Let's walk through it. So Battle Royal. You lot scored that great 60%. I agree. I thought it was easily the best match in ring action we had this week, and I really enjoyed it. Then we had New Day against War Raiders. That was good 98%. I enjoyed it. I actually like the whole Kofi Xavier thing, and there's some big news, a big development. Adam Pearce has announced that there's going to be a Raw dedicated just to the New Day, right? I mean, it'll be a normal Raw, but there'll be like the whole show. I'm guessing, have video packages, and we'll see some of their greatest moments, and I'm sure Big E will be on the show. I'm also sure that whatever it is we've been teasing in regards to them splitting, I'm sure it goes down on that episode. I think it's like November 25th-ish, if that is around a Monday. I'm guessing it's the kind of go home for Survivor Series. So definitely a big bit of news there. Then we had Chad Gable against Dragon Lee, and I really don't know what it was, but I just could not get into this. It just was not landing. I was just not interested. And it's really not a reflection of either of those talents, because I really like them, but it just wasn't grabbing me. I can't answer why. I don't know why. They're both great talents. The action was fine. But I don't know. It was just a bit too flat for me. I just could not get into it. You lot scored it good 97%. And then the main event, which was obviously Sheamus against Damian, Priest against Seth Rollins, against Dominik Mysterio. Big, juicy mess, right? Basically. I really like the end with Bronson coming out. I really like that. And then, like, Dominik looked like he might win it, but it was Damian that won it in the end. I think Damian winning is a little disappointing. I don't think he'll beat Gunther for the title. So, yeah, a little disappointing maybe. I don't know who I wanted, actually. I mean, Sheamus would have been fun. Dominik getting the win would have been interesting, but I think we know he would not go on to beat Gunther, right? So, yeah, I don't know. That one, there's no score. But if we go to 411 Mania, right? These are people that have been reviewing shows for a long, long time. And they actually scored Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable a B, right? They gave it a B. You lots gave that good 97%. They scored the main event a B-. They didn't think it was as good as Chad versus Dragon Lee. I think it's close. I think it's really, really close. So I'm going to say that it's good 95%, just that little bit below Chad against Dragon Lee. Had we have done poll for it, maybe it would have got into that great range. I don't know. But I don't feel like we're going to be a million miles out, to be honest. I kind of feel like top end of good is probably right for that main event. More so than bottom end of great, but I don't think there's any denying the best in-ring action this week was that Battle Royal. So, yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are with all the matches and all of that. Score-wise, I mean, listen, in-ring didn't massively do it for me. I did enjoy the Battle Royal. I really enjoyed the Wyatt 6 segments. Really enjoyed Sami, Jey, and Jimmy. Crowd were really good, so I really appreciated that. There was just quite a few little bits, actually, throughout this show, which all added together, and Bronson and the tsunami at the end. I really think this kicks out at about a 6.5, 6.75. Big improvement on last week, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm definitely feeling something like that. And just talking about 411 Mania, I'm just going to read their kind of summary, right, so that you can hear what they had to say. So the important aspect of the show is they actually got some stuff done. I'm not sure why Sky versus Morgan and Gunther versus Priest are happening, but they are officially ready to go at some point, and that's more interesting than the Crown Jewel titles. Well, yes. Survivor Series can start getting set up in the near future, and there is a good chance that we started setting some of that up here. Not a great show, but more engaging than what they've been doing in recent weeks. That coming from 411 Mania, who I honestly, I mean, I don't really use them very much. I don't really look to see what they're saying, but if ever I did need to get an alternative opinion and it not be you guys, that is probably the direction that I would turn. So there we go. Right, with that being said, I've got these comments sorted in the order they were received. Let's work our way through, shall we? So, but that's the Discover More. Right, Brendan said, Wire 6, The Miz balls. Thank you, Brendan. Princess Kutab Itch says 8. I'm starting to love Liv Morgan. WTF. WTF indeed. Battle Royal was good. Hooray for Iyo Sky. Wyatt 6 stuff. Finally. Hooray for Dexter. New Day. War Raiders match. Predictable. Sami doing his I'm a victim. Just grrr. Oh, you didn't like it? He was. Hey, listen. He wasn't doing anything like. He just said, "I can't do this. I can't go back. I can't go on trial again. I can't come back into this family and go through what I went through before." And what he went through before was that whole trial of Sami Zayn. Prove your loyalty. Wallop Kevin with the chair. Solo almost spiking him. So I could vibe with that, but you're not feeling it. Okay, fair play. Of course, Jay will fall for it. Dragon Lee, Chad Gable match, hella fun. I wasn't expecting it to be. I thought it'd be more of a throwaway. Main event was stupid. Damian Priest lost last week to Dom. Why was he in the match? Bah! I'm sick and grumpy, so I hope you tell me to feel better. Well, I would, but you laid it into Sami. Yeah? That's my boy. That's my boy. You came for my boy. But I do hope you feel better. So there we go. Princess giving it 8 out of 10. Right, Carl. Let's go over to Carl and see what Carl's got to say. How do I get that full screen? That is the question. There we go. It was awful. Tape shows with spoilers. Yeah, I was fortunate in that I didn't get any spoilers. So for me, this was just a normal show. The amount of ads was ridiculous. WTF was the fatal 4-way. Dom beat Damian last week to earn a title shot. So why did he have to face Damian again? And 2 others for a title shot he already earned. Now, he had to beat Damian to get into the #1 contenders match. I do understand where that confusion came from. And not only that, but Damian won and is now #1 contender after Dom beat him last week. I feel like Damian was already in this match. The thing last week was Dom had to beat him for Dom to get in this match. It wasn't the winner made it. It was, Dom, you can be added if you get past Damian. And he did. So he got added to the match. And then we did the match and Damian ended up winning. I kind of feel like because Dominik beat Damian and Damian is now the #1 contender, Dominik does have a case to say it should have been him because he beat Damian. And I do wonder if that's something we will explore next week. The championship ring looks great on Liv. Iyo winning was awesome and much deserved. It was the only highlight of the show. The rest was at best. Didn't like the Wyatt 6-bit. Did you not like that, Carl? Carl, thank you for your thoughts. Brandon said, not a clue. My entire episode had no sound. Oh, people in Canada said this. Sportsnet dropped the ball again. Constant blackouts of full matches and crossover commentary. Now I can't even watch this episode, and I'm piecing bits together. It's really shiz on my night, and it's been a rough day. Oh, Brandon. I'm sorry to hear that, but I wonder is there nothing like on demand? I mean, here in the UK, once it's finished on TNT, it goes on to Discovery Plus. So do you not have anything like that where you can just watch it on like catch up and it's all like fine? I wonder if like you could even try Watch Wrestling because they tend to have it on their website where you can just watch it, I mean, it's not the right side of legal, but you should at least be able to watch it with sound. And of course, WWE is going to have all the clips, but it's not quite the same, is it? So I could understand that being frustrating, but Big Blessing said, although Raw was taped, it was still enjoyable to me. So I'm happy that Iyo is getting a push for the women's title. And we got a tease of Bianca Jade feud. That's true. You're right. Big Blessing, we did. That was pretty fun. Faddy said the Wyatt 6 segment was excellent. I love the callback very much. Also, Dragon Lee Gable was my kind of match. I enjoyed it tremendously. Lastly, I truly think Iyo is beating Liv for the title, says Faddy. Eric said it was amazing. Briggsy said, really solid show. I would say a 7. Loved the Sami and Usos segment. And of course, the Wyatt video, R.I.P. Miz. Overall, good show. Raymond said, Daze, I thought Raw was very good tonight. I would have to rate it 10 out of 10. Everything about Raw tonight was phenomenal. I always enjoy watching Raw. Shout outs to you, Daze, for being awesome. Raymond, shout outs to you, my friends. Wyatt Six Forever said, honestly, wasn't expecting much from a pre-tape show, but I thought the matches were fun, to be honest. And the Wyatt segment, I think that's a chef's kiss, isn't it? Carter Slade said, great show. Strong open, strong ending, and strong mid-card. Mummy's always on top said, it was a 7 out of 10. Loved Damian pinning Dom, but I felt like why have him in the match if they plan to make him lose anyway? The women's battle royal was amazing with the stare-off between Jade and Bianca. Dragon Lee picking up the win was great. And I loved Jay, Jimmy, and Sami segments. That was amazing. We do a little vibing. Alex said, good Raw. I love the teaser, Bianca Jade splitting up. The championship ring looks good on Liv. Wyatt 6 vignette was awesome. Chad Gable versus Dragon Lee was match of the night. Do you know, I just could not get into it. I just could not get into it. It's really frustrating because I believe that it was good. And I totally understand why people are telling me it was good. But I just could not vibe with it. I don't know why. Don't know why. Perhaps I should get a little bit of sleep, wake up and give it another watch tomorrow and see if I feel any better. Damian Priest no selling the tsunami and the 619 and winning was bad. 6.5 says Alex. Howdy said, something about Saudi shows are just off, but it was okay. Battle Royal was fun. Loved Gunther's show of respect to Cody. Sort of accidentally saw a glimpse of Bo and Miz yesterday on Twitter. I tried to forget about it. Thankfully, didn't think much about it. Bo's segments are top class. I enjoy them so much. He has gone to another level, and I can't wait for the Wyatt 6, for what the Wyatt 6 will do. Damian versus Gunther Part 2, I'm there. 6 out of 10 for me. Real Wrestling Fan said, Daze, I would say not bad for a tape show. Loved the new women's #1 contender. Wyatt video was chilling. Maybe we finally get some acknowledgement of a Jade Belair split. Congratulations to Damian. 5, says Real Wrestling Fan. All rise. I don't know why every time I see him, I can just hear that in my head. All rise. Populamus Fan said, for a tape show, I really enjoyed it. It was much better than SmackDown, in which it didn't feel taped like SmackDown did. Almost every match was fire, and that Wyatt 6 segment was absolute cinema. Hashtag my life for you. Batman said it was good. The crowd were awesome. The Sami Uso segment was amazing. The Wyatt 6 Miz tape is really good overall. 8 out of 10. Lexi said, okay, this though. That was what an image that is. Do you know, and I might retweet it out now, actually. I hope this becomes a meme. I've seen people, you know, I've seen people that have taken this image and they've put like a word above Miz and a like word over here, right? You know, like they've created a meme out of it. So it's kind of like getting past Halloween and then Christmas. That kind of a thing. Getting past Halloween with a bit of money in my pocket still. Christmas. Here's Christmas approaching. I like, don't you dare use that one. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah, you can't have that one. Make up your own. But I hope that becomes a meme. So, Lexi, shout out to you. Chris said, Daze, tsunami, and more tsunamis. Just a really enjoyable show. We got good matches. We got a sick Wyatt 6 segment. See what I did? Sick Wyatt 6. I did because it was not the easiest to pronounce. I mean, after last week's Raw, the bar was pretty low. It was, wasn't it? Oh, God, it was. But this was so much better. I'm going to go 7-5. I think that's very fair. Zhang Tae Sang said, spectacular. It was so good. Even though it was taped, it was great. Iyo and Priest winning was so amazing. Sami Uso is back. Yeet. The best was the Wyatt 6 segment. Kidnapping the Miz and clarifying that they wanted him, not final testament. Bo absolutely nailed it. 9.5. Kiki gives it 7 out of 8. Thank you. Mitchell said, I didn't fully watch it, but man, am I tired of taped shows. Having everything spoiled just makes me not want to tune in. But the one thing I do want to mention is I'm not on board with Iyo winning. The women's division needs more stars elevated. I feel like Lyra was the right choice. Do you know what? I'm going to disagree with the comment made earlier. I don't think Iyo wins. I think that Liv is having the run of her life. So I wanted Lyra, and nothing against Iyo, but given the option, I would rather Lyra. But I don't think Io's winning. So if Lyra gets her chance a little further down the road, perhaps there'll be more chance of her winning. But I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with Liv at WrestleMania. I wonder if it'll be Liv Rhea at WrestleMania. Maybe Rhea gets her title back. But I also agree with you. I'd like to see some other women elevated. So I wouldn't want Rhea to get the title off Liv. I would like for it to be someone else. And I don't know. Maybe it could be Lyra. Maybe we do Lyra versus Liv in the build to WrestleMania. It doesn't feel like that's what's going to happen, but I would have liked for it to have been Lyra. But I got to tell you, man, there's a lot of people pleased and excited about the fact that it was Iyo, and I'm pleased for them. I mean, I'm not down on it. It's not a problem for me. I like Iyo, but yeah, I agree with you. Jeremy said, great show. Hopefully they start to put a spotlight on more of the women's division going after Liv. Dragon Lee Gable was a banger, and I really thought that when Bronson Reed tsunami'd Priest and Sheamus, I really thought Dom was going to steal the win. But I'm glad that Priest is getting another chance. Jeremy, thank you. John Elite said, chaotic start to Raw. Awesome Deadpool gear from Bianca and Jade's. Fiery promo from Sami and Usos. Can't wait for the full OG Bloodline reunion. Are they splitting Gunther Ludwig? I don't know. That's a good question, that is. There was a little tension there, but there's been tension there before and we haven't split them. So I'm probably going to lean towards no, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Ludwig had a look at disgust during Gunther's interview. Brady said the Wyatt 6 segment was amazing. I wonder if we see them in person next week. Here she is. Here she is. Oh my god, how can you not root for her? Johnny said, Battle Royal and Chad versus Dragon match was great. Good to see Ozzy Zilla is continuing his wrecking. Wyatt 6 segment on TV win for Iyo, and we got back the Bird Lady. So it was a great Raw, albeit no bird dance. No bird dance, I know. That's not her thing, unfortunately, though. That's not her thing. Like, she only did that because she was teaming up with Kaden and Katana. So I don't know that we'll ever get the bird dance back again. That's why this is like a very important GIF. Very important GIF. In fact, I've liked it. Logan James said, hello, Daze, and a great Raw. My rating will be 8.5. And finally, Triple H gave it to Iyo Sky. She deserves the world title shot. And I'm hoping Iyo and Liv feud until the Rumble. Iyo and Rhea feud until WrestleMania 41. And SummerSlam Night 1, sure to be a great match, says Logan. OTC said, amazing Raw. The Wyatt 6 kidnapped The Miz segment was the best. It gave me goosebumps. The Battle Royal was okay. Bloodline segment again was awesome. Fatal 4-Way was fire. Cannot wait for SmackDown. Overall, 9.7. I met Lee Moriarty and Cross Follows Me, said a really good episode. I got to the point and I made a whole lot of sense since Liv was causing issues between Jade and Bianca, which plants seeds for that turn. And then Bo Miz segment was interesting. And then the main event, which was good. Raw overall gets 10 out of 10. Colton said it was better than the PLE. Seth Gogards says, Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable was my favorite Raw match in a long time. Incredible match. Love that Dragon Lee is using Naito's moveset. Both guys would be in my SmackDown 6 come 2025, January 1st, since Netflix wants Roman, Cody, and Punk for Raw. That's an interesting thought. If all the big stars go that way, does SmackDown become the land of opportunity? The SmackDown 6. That's an interesting thought. Bat Family said I rated Raw a 7. Nuff said. Kelly the Wise Lady said it was a pretty good show. Heck of a lot better than the last week. So happy that Iyo won. That men's Fatal 4-Way was so good. Bronson Reed is just cooking right now. The segment with Jay, Jimmy, and Sami was great. Can't wait for SmackDown. Wyatt 6 video was incredible. We def need more of these. But of course, Carrion didn't take long to respond. This build-up is amazing. Cannot wait for more. The best part of the night, kill 2 birds with 1 Estonia. RIP Daze 8.5. Honestly, it's one of the great streaming moments. It is brilliant. Child of... And it had nothing to do with me. Child of Jezebel said, loving the 2-hour format. Oh, here we go. Tunes are being changed. Alan said, it was good, especially being abroad in Saudi. Wyatt 6 segment was legendary. The women's battle royal was fantastic, and the main event was a really fun watch. 7.5. Nishi said, great show. Loved every bit of it. Lee versus Gable was match of the night for me. And I'm glad that Iyo won the Battle Royal. The main event was pretty good. And I loved the tension within the New Day and within the Bloodline. Miz, Carrie, and Wyatt's storyline is gripping. People flipping love this Chad Dragon Lee match. But the score the community gave it was good. 97%. So, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it puts it like really average. Like really, I don't really pay attention to anything that doesn't at least get in the great range. So I don't know. I feel like we've managed to collect all the people that really enjoyed Chad versus Dragon Lee. But yeah, you're kind of really messing with my head, to be honest, because I just couldn't get into it, and the community scored it good 97%. But also I've read, I feel like every single message is like how amazing this match was. Wrestling fans since day one said Raw was better than Crown Jewel. The women's Rumble match was my favourite match of the night. Sheamus, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Dominik Mysterio is a good match. Damian deserves another chance, and he got it. And I want to see Bianca versus Jade now, and Jade versus Raquel. Dragon Lee match was okay. Are you sure? I'm hearing match of the year contender. That's the vibe I'm getting. Raw gets 6.75, maybe a 7. And you earlier in the stream, we have to make this channel PG. And then you later on in the stream kick her in the vagina. Well, I feel like vagina is a PG term. I mean, there's other words I could have used. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? One that rhymes with runt. Yeah. Just saying. Good night, Daze. Good night, wrestling fan, since day one. Dark Necro Fear, Wyatt 6 says, I need more 6. And that is it, my friends. Thank you to everyone that left feedback. Really do appreciate it. Get out there and vote. Yeah. Get out there and vote. That is your duty, especially if you're in America. And please vote for someone that is not Trump or Harris. Because if everyone does that, it's just going to make the election results so much more interesting for me, right? And that's really the most important thing. I do plan on watching as the results come in, so if you could just bear that in mind. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.